All right, episode number 75, Illini Basketball Podcast, right?
25 away from 100.
We are, and I haven't mentioned that yet, and I feel like it was proper that we mention it here in this one, as it is November 14th is the day of today, and we are, looking to talk about, victory. Last Kofi game coming up. That's a big factor. Neither of us wearing Illini-related gear, which could be a jinx for tomorrow's game, but we hope that it's not. And Arkansas State. So Illinois goes in, and Arkansas State, by all metrics, is better than Jackson State. They didn't look the part. And we'll get to their coach eventually, which, my God, that guy is an absolute bum. But we'll get to all that. I mean, this game was – I don't want to say easy, but it felt pretty easy.
It got close. Close. It was a 4-point game at one time in the first half.
24-18.
Illinois was up 11 with 4 minutes in the half, and then it got to 22 at half. So
I do think that Arkansas State's bench did have a legitimate beef with some of the calls early. I think Illinois was getting a lot of calls, which, it's a number 11 team at home. They're going to get some calls, but they were getting a lot of calls.
There were a lot of fouls called.
A lot, too many.
Arkansas State had how many in the first half? 19 or something, 14.
Illinois was in the double bonus in like the first 7 minutes.
Yeah, it was a bit ridiculous.
But at the end of the day, that doesn't give their coach the right to act like a complete ass, which is exactly what he did. He made an absolute fool of himself. Yeah. And it's bad when you have the comment section of the Arkansas State thing. They have a fan of Arkansas State, probably a guy who went there because God knows nobody's rooting for them if you don't go there, tweeting at the athletic director that I've been seeing a lot more of this, people complaining about our coach after games. So their coach is a loser.
Yeah.
An absolute douche.
Right. You're not wrong.
The guy's a clown.
I guess starting five, I was a little surprised about. DeMonte's back on the bench, not starting.
He's not playing like a starter, so I don't blame Underwood for making that move.
So we had Frazier, Curbelo, Grandison, Payne, and Hawkins. Do you think it's going to go Hawkins, Kofi when Kofi's back?
I don't see why not, right?
Yeah.
I mean, might as well. I think that they have enough on the bench at this point in terms of length to feel good about the second rotation. I mean, the second rotation at this point, when Kofi's back, is going to be Plummer, DeMonte. I would think Goody's in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Payne, and then whoever the fifth is. I mean, I'm sure they won't all go out at once. The starting five will not all go out at once, but I don't know who the 10th guy is.
And I guess the only reason I say Hawkins is because he was clearly the player of the game. Like we agree on this. 17 points, 12 rebounds, 4 blocks, 4 assists. He seriously seemed like he was everywhere on the court all at one time. He'd go do something down at the offensive end, get a rebound, a putback. He'd come down, take a charge, or get a block. And the one block I remember was the one where he tipped it up kind of and then sprinted after it and got to it. I mean, he didn't smack it out into the second row or anything. It was very controlled. He's been impressive.
I bet Arkansas State's bench was pissed about the way that he celebrates too.
Yeah. He reminds me a lot of who's that guy from Gonzaga? Timmy. Yeah. He reminds me a lot of him. And my brother said, he goes, I love that he celebrates every time. I said Hawkins is literally the same guy, but
nothing
wrong with being excited to play the game. He's got to keep showing it. He's going to have to show it against high caliber teams,
which they're not really going to see one on paper, at least until Arkansas, if that's the game.
Right.
Which how good is Arkansas this season? I don't think that Arkansas in non-conference is that big of a threat.
Cincinnati's doing all right, though, right? I mean,
I think they're another. Cincinnati's probably, I don't know, are they slightly better than Marquette? I don't know. I
would say, I don't know. You'd have to give me those numbers, but
metrically speaking, I would say that they're ranked a little bit worse, but it's close.
Yeah.
Anyways, Arkansas State's not good, by the way. So that's
And so speaking of numbers, have you seen that Ken Palm has Hawkins as number 7 right now for Player of the Year standings? It's interesting. Does it matter? Probably not.
No.
But, Illini Nation is excited. So,
yeah, I mean.
Are you excited, Ethan?
No, I'm not. I don't honestly know how anybody could be excited over that. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
To be fair, it's 2 games against bad opponents. I mean, it's not.
Exactly. We'll see.
Who else is on that list?
I'm
trying to see if I can find it. I mean, I have KenPom subscription.
I got it
and
right
it's impossible to find it.
EJ Liddell's leading it. Marcus Sasser from Houston. Drew Timmy's 3. Zach Edey's 4. Sheboy's 5. Keegan Murray from Iowa is 6.
That's all you need to know, that this list stinks.
Hunter Dickinson's 9, and your boy TJD is 10.
I wonder what that's based off of.
I'm guessing just efficiency over the games. I mean,
yeah, definitely. That is a big factor.
You have 17 points, 12 rebounds, 4 blocks, 4 assists. Those are pretty good numbers putting up. So, regardless of who it's against. But
7 of 13 from the line, Hawkins was.
Yeah, he replaced old Kofi in the free throw shooting category.
They are terrible from the free throw line. Terrible.
I mean, they weren't that bad, but when one guy goes,
it feels bad.
Goes 50% basically, and he shoots 13 of your 38. It's going to make a difference.
38 free throws, my God, it's a lot.
Curbelo, were you surprised with only 19 minutes? You think that?
No,
he did. So he must have got a second foul, or maybe the technical was his second foul, because I don't think he played the rest of the second half after that, like with 7 minutes left or whatever it was.
Well, they were blowing them out. That's a big factor. And it seems like Underwood likes Plummer a lot because he played 27 minutes. DeMonte got 18. I feel like you're easing him back in a little bit. He's a high energy guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep him fresh.
I do. I don't know if you saw when Omier fouled out, I text you. Curbelo's on the floor singing "Na na na na, hey hey, goodbye." So,
which triggered Arkansas State's bench again. I'm sure.
I'm sure it did. That whole technical, it seems like it was dumb. Apparently, their players were yelling at him, and then he went over after his technical, told the Underwood, "You got to love Underwood having his back, though." I will give him that. So,
he knows he could kick the Arkansas State's coach's ass if he had to. And the Arkansas State coach, imagine wearing a polo, like tight polo, trying to act like you're ripped when you got little chicken arms. I mean, what a loser. God, that guy was a bum.
Mm-hmm.
He's not, but I hope he's listening to this because he's not going to have a job next season because not only does the team completely stink, nobody likes him.
I'm sure he's listening.
Good.
Sure listen. Curbelo, 7 assists. He was really good. Made his first assist, first bucket was the past half court pass to Hawkins for the dunk. Had a behind his head pass, a behind his back pass. Everything that we thought Curbelo was going to be, he showed. But 0 for 4 from 3. Not good. Not great. It's going to be hard to get that percentage up with that. So,
23 for 38 from the line as a team, by the way.
Yeah. One guy missed 6 of those.
Yeah, Curbelo missed 2. Payne missed 2. Bosmans Verdonk missed 2. DeMonte missed 2. Lieb missed 1.
Yeah. And all
5 for 25 from 3.
So.
5 for 25
threes.
from 3.
A lot of threes. And not making many of them. That's why, Curbelo 0 for 4. You got Frazier 2 of 5. Plummer went 2 of 7 from 3. And DeMonte went 0 for 2 from 3. So, I don't know.
Not making
get going, right? They got to.
You would think so, yeah.
If that's how they're going to shoot, they're going to lose the good teams. You can't shoot like that against good teams.
I also think that you force more threes when you're winning by 1 billion.
That's true. You might shoot
just
more.
Messing around.
Yeah. Omar Payne, 6 minutes, 5 points. Got called for a couple questionable fouls. he had 2 within under a minute into the second half to give him 4. So he's got he just seems out of control a lot, you know.
Well, he did hit a guy in the face last season, so control is not really his thing.
I mean, purposely throwing an elbow is not the control I was thinking about. You know,
well, it's the same thing at this point.
Standing and okay.
They didn't need length in this game, so it didn't really matter how many minutes he played.
Right.
Because Arkansas State's a small team, just like their coach.
Yeah, and Bosman's Verdonk had a good game. I mean, he came in and filled in that space, had 10 rebounds again, 2 games in a row, 10 rebounds. So
can't make free throws, but it's good.
Yeah.
He's kind of like an off-brand Grandison, except he can't shoot. Like cutting, rebounding.
He's bigger too, though.
Yeah, he can't shoot though at all. Can't make any shots, can't make any free throws. Which is the opposite of Grandison, who, by the way, is the best player on the team right now. Just throwing that out there.
He has been playing it.
Most consistent player.
Yeah. And he does everything. I mean,
and he's a true professional, you know,
making buckets, getting rebounds. So
4 for 4 from the line.
Yeah.
Doesn't miss free throws.
He does not miss free throws. It's impressive. And I'd say really the only freshman with any impact was Goody again. So that's
Pajimski or however you say his name, you know, he's not caught up yet, you know?
Yeah. He
0 for 3 from the field.
When he did get in, I think he forced his shots, but I think he pulled back after he missed his second 3. He had an open one that he wouldn't take. So I don't know. I think he just got to keep shooting in game situations to get that figured out. So, and last of note, Ty Rogers was there, you know, the guy that's coming to Illinois.
Jeremy Richmond.
And apparently the Orange Crust were chanting, "We want Ty." A lot of speculation that he was going to commit today. I haven't heard that happened or anything like that, but he was there, and I guess that's a good sign. So,
yeah, the only crystal ball on him is Michigan.
Michigan.
Yep.
All right. Well,
the guy
that's got to be a good sign, though, right? Usually when Illinois gets the crystal ball, they don't get
the MichiganInsider.com guy says Michigan.
When did he put that in?
A long time ago.
Okay.
May 31st.
Yeah.
And he's 72 for 89, so that's not very good. 80% is not very good for crystal balls.
That guy's wrong. So
4-star Harvey, Illinois, 6'7", seems like a good player. Seems like he'd be good for the school. Number 1 player out of the state in his class.
Yeah, except now his state's Illinois, so he's not number 1 anymore, I don't think.
It says number 1.
Does it say he's in Illinois or Michigan?
Now it says 2.
Oh.
It said 1 like 5 seconds ago, by the way.
It just changed. He must have committed to Illinois. They moved it.
Jaden Shutt, who's going to Duke, is number 1.
Okay.
By the way, did you know that AJ Casey is going to Miami?
No, I did see that he visited Miami.
It says AJ Casey signed November 10th.
What?
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm very disappointed about this.
He's going there. I saw that he visited. I didn't know that he signed. You think that would be pulled up somewhere? How was that not all over Twitter?
Yeah, I'm very disappointed about this news. Don't need him. He stinks.
You heard it here first, folks. AJ Casey's going to...
We're going to get the number 2 player instead of number 4. So how about that? He's not even that good anymore. Who wants him? He went to 112. He used to be like top 10. That's why I don't want him.
Yeah.
And what the hell school is this? Elon? Yeah, Ty Rogers is coming to Illinois. Trust me. It's going to happen.
There we go.
Good luck to AJ Casey after he transfers out of Miami after 2 years, maybe 1.
I mean, if I had the choice between Champaign, Illinois, and Miami, I'd go to Miami.
It's college. That shouldn't matter, especially because Miami stinks at basketball. Terrible. With no signs of coming back to life.
Well, they might have a sign now. They got AJ Casey.
Yeah, number 112 players.
The guy that you've been begging.
Hey, I didn't know he dropped 100
begging
spots.
For him.
When I said AJ Casey, I mixed it up with Ty Rogers because they both have
that's right.
2 letters with their first name with how the people say it. TJ or
TY.
AJ and T. It's a big thing, you know. Yeah. So
Illinois is 2-0, off to another 2-0 team.
Yeah.
Left today. I saw them getting on their plane.
So Gavitt Games, which we'll go over the slate here, one of the worst slates for an event that you'll ever see, especially since they're acting like this is a big deal. It's pretty much the Big Ten, Big East showdown.
It's the Big East. You can't expect great games, right?
Yeah, 15, 16, 17, they tied 4-4. Big Ten won 5-3 in 18 and 19, and it was canceled last year.
I was
canceled.
All right.
Yeah, Illinois is 1-2 in the Gavitt Games.
Okay.
I don't know who they played, but I could find out. They lost to Providence in 2015. Doesn't count. They lost to they beat DePaul. Okay, no way they lost to DePaul in 2017, and they lost to Georgetown in 2018. Once again, does not count. So, and they didn't play because Illinois was terrible.
Oh, okay.
So
makes sense.
That's kind of how it goes. If they're bad, it doesn't count.
Gotcha.
Circumstances. So we got Illinois and Marquette tomorrow. Then that's followed by Providence and Wisconsin. So lacks a bit of firepower, I would say. Providence is meh. Wisconsin's meh. Marquette seems to be not so good. Illinois just seems to be an absolute wagon who might go undefeated. So that's kind of the idea there. And then on Tuesday, you have Seton Hall, Michigan. Interesting game. Seton Hall's playing pretty well. Michigan's good. Creighton, Nebraska, snooze fest. Butler, Michigan State on Wednesday, snooze fest. St. John's, Indiana. I mentioned in that game, I think St. John's is pretty good. Now, this is the worst game I've ever seen with the way these two teams have played. DePaul and Rutgers. I think the only thing worse would actually –
First to 30?
The only thing worse would actually be Georgetown Rutgers, I think. Georgetown lost to Dartmouth.
Did I see that right? Rutgers scored 16 points in the first half.
Well, they scored 48. They scored 48 overall, so 16 would not be 48-35. They beat Merrimack. And Georgetown just lost to Dartmouth, so Georgetown Rutgers would probably be worse. Then you have Xavier, Ohio State, which, these matchups stink. I mean, the problem is that the Big East, after you eliminate Villanova,
who's not even
Villanova's
playing
not playing, it's stupid. Right. Villanova, who, I mean, if they could actually make a damn shot, they probably would have beaten UCLA, but yeah. So Illinois, Marquette, both teams 2-0. Marquette, they beat Southern Illinois Edwardsville by 11. Illinois probably would beat Southern Illinois by 40, but whatever. And they only beat New Hampshire by 5. So I think number one, this is the fact that Marquette lacks a overall, roster's not that great. And Shaka Smart implementing the system. He's only coached 2 games there. He's probably still getting everybody used to, playing together because 3 of these guys are transfers and 2 of them are guys that haven't been there that long, freshmen, but playing in year 2 for the most part. Daryl Morcell has been a stud for them. Maryland transfer. He's a guy who's given Illinois some issues, especially last season defensively, averaging 23 points per game, 3.5 rebounds, 3.5 assists. So he's going to start, obviously. And then you'll have Tyler Kolek, George Mason transfer, 8.5 points, 1.5 rebounds this season, 6'3", 190, year 2, freshman, technically. Justin Lewis, same thing, freshman, year 2, 6'7", 245, 17 points, 11 rebounds, 1 assist. That'll be a good matchup there for probably Grandison, I would think. And then you have Olivier Maxence Prosper, a tremendous name, 6'8", 220 freshman, 7.5 points, 5.5 rebounds per game. And then Oklahoma transfer starting at the 5, 6'10", 215, Kerr Quaff, 3.5 points, 3 rebounds, 6'10". So
Quaff.
He, not the best offensive player. He's kind of like Payne, except probably not as good.
Okay.
Defensively, if I had to guess. That would just be my guess. Maybe he is. I don't know. I don't really care at the end of the day. But let's see. Haslametrics and KenPom. Overall, Illinois on Haslametrics is number 6. KenPom, they're number 4. And Marquette's very confusing because the difference between KenPom and Haslametrics with Marquette is astounding. On Haslametrics overall, Marquette's number 59. On KenPom, they're number 95. Offensive efficiency, Haslametrics has them at 72, 105 on KenPom. So another big difference in this one. I mean, I don't understand this at all. Defensive efficiency, KenPom number 88 for Marquette, Haslametrics number 38. So
wow,
I have no idea what to make of that. Illinois on offense is 13 and 14 on there, and then 7 on Haslametrics, number 1 still on KenPom. So first game ever against a guy who everybody wanted when they hired Gross, which honestly, with how bad Gross was, I don't blame people for that.
Yeah. I think it'll be interesting. It sounds like Marquette likes the press, kind of like Shaka when he was back at VCU. But you got to think Illinois with Curbelo and Frazier and probably Hawkins in the middle, who can handle the ball well for as big as he is. Illinois shouldn't have a problem beating the press. And if they get out in front and start going, I think they can put up a lot of points. But we'll see. I mean, shooting's going to be a big thing. Like we talked about, the threes against Arkansas State were not good. But Plummer starts seeing some go in. I think he's going to be, he's going to get it going. I felt like Plummer, and I noticed this in his game tape from last year. He takes a lot of offset three, like where he's not set, he's fading away or fading to the right. I think if he gets his feet set, he's gonna be a big part of this team, and Illinois is going to need him to do more than 2 for 7. I mean, that's basically, we talked about having him as a shooter, and losing Ace Wolf to LSU. Basically, kind of put up the same numbers as him. So, but I think Illinois is going to get out and run on it. I don't think that Shaka is going to be able to run the press defense like he likes to against Illinois. I think Illinois' guards are going to be too good for him.
They've never played him. They played Texas a few years before he got there when Rick Barnes was there, and they played VCU a few years after he left when Will Wade, who's a fraud who should be fired, was there, who's at LSU now. But, I don't know. First game with fans on the road in a long time, so that'll be a big factor, I think. Really, how many true non-conference road tests do they have? Not much.
No.
This is one of them, because you have the Hall of Fame Classics, a neutral site. You have Missouri, which is, it's in St. Louis, but there'll be a lot of fans from both sides.
It's half and half. Yeah. I mean, they basically split that place in half. So.
And then Notre Dame, is that a home game? It is, right?
It's home. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. Not a lot of true non-conference road tests. And, I know that a lot of people think that you need one, and I agree. Like, a team like this needs one, like what Texas did to go into Gonzaga and just get wiped off the map. That'd be good for them.
And I think that, last year going on those road going into Duke and winning, that doesn't happen usually. And how many times
it still would have happened? How
many times did Duke lose last year though? Where, if they had their crowd, so it will make a difference. These guys haven't played around it in a year. So, but I
guys, the freshmen in Curbelo have never played around it.
True.
That's a big factor. Plummer's playing in the Pac-12. How many huge venues with fans were there at first when he was there?
Curbelo got, and I know it's not the same, but he in the Big Ten tournament, there were fans. But there are probably more Illinois fans at that than anything. So I think Illinois is going to be fine. I don't think it's going to be, I think they're an 8.5-point favorite right now. So I think Illinois is going to win handily. I'm going to take Illinois 87-70. So
I don't know if I
don't think they're going to score that much, but I did have it 87-75, and then I'm like, Marquette put up 75 against Edwardsville or against New Hampshire. I'm like, Illinois is definitely going to hold them for 70 or less.
Yeah, I think I'm a little worried about Illinois' offense in terms of shooting. I think that Marquette's going to be a team that defends a lot better than the other opponents that Illinois has played. I just think that this is a game that Marquette you'd think would wake up for. Home game against a team that's top 15 in the country, probably top 10, you would think. I think they'll probably be number 10 tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's no justification for Illinois to be behind Kentucky anymore. I mean, yeah, it doesn't matter. Kentucky, I don't care who they lost to. They lost to Duke. We don't even know how good Duke is. They look good, but you never know.
Duke was down to Campbell or whatever. Yeah, they only beat Campbell by 7 or something. 13, Duke, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, they did beat them by 11.
11, but they were down at half. I'm pretty sure.
And Duke, I'm surprised at how hard Duke's non-conference schedule is. I feel like they don't really try to do that much in non-conference schedule-wise.
Yeah.
But they play Ohio State and Gonzaga. So,
and there's teams that I feel don't like. Duke doesn't have to. I mean, they're going to play in the ACC, Illinois. They're going to play in the Big Ten. You don't need it. Texas, Gonzaga. Like Gonzaga needs those games. So
the thing that sucks about that is I kind of wish we could see Gonzaga try to go to Cameron Indoor, but that's a game in Vegas at T-Mobile. That would be sweet. See what Gonzaga could do there. I still think they would win because Gonzaga is that much better, but who knows? I wish Illinois would have a big game like that, like Baylor last season, but it is what it is.
I agree.
And I wonder what that Baylor game would have been like with a full capacity. Was that game in Indianapolis? It was somewhere.
Yeah, that's where it was last year, right? Indianapolis.
Yeah, I think because there was the Gonzaga West Virginia game or something before that. Yeah. So who knows? Illinois goes to Marquette tomorrow. That game is at 6 p.m. Central, and this will be the last game without Kofi. It'll be last game within a week because they play Monday and Tuesday the week after. So they'll have a bit of a break after this. Be nice to be 3-0 going into the Hall of Fame Classic. You seem to be very confident in that.
Very much.
Good teams win, great teams cover. I don't know if Illinois is going to cover the 8.5.
Are you not calling Illinois great? Ouch.
7-point wins not
without Kofi. They're just really good without Kofi, right? Great.
Yeah. That's how it works.
That's your reasoning.
Absolutely. I didn't even think of that. Now I'm going to go ahead and run with that. So, all right. I guess our next episode will be probably a few days after this. Maybe try to be like right in the middle of
Wednesday,
the Marquette game, and then the next game. So Wednesday or Thursday, somewhere around there. We'll talk about the game. They better win. If they don't, I'll have some things to say, I'm sure. We all will. They better win. And Illinois Marquette tomorrow. We're gonna watch it. We'll tweet about it, and then we'll probably do a watch party for the Hall of Fame Classic. So okay, bye.